Tarot. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you. This is a reading about love and relationships, and the title is It Time to Move On? So this reading should, I don't know, just help give you some clarity about if this is your person, if you guys are doing well together, if it's your time, like, or is it time to just move on and stay together? I don't know, but I feel like there's a heavier theme here just because the title is It Time to Move On? So we'll see if it's time for you to move on. Okay, four lovers cards from 4 different tarot decks. I chose the lovers card because the lovers card is obviously about like coupledom, and I think there's love in the lovers card, but I feel like the lovers card is always a little darker. It's actually about choice. It's about, it almost highlights like the difficult aspects of a relationship. Like you see the lovers cards as this kind of like pairing, this like intertwinedness, but there's a darker representation or meaning behind it. So that's why I chose the lovers card, because just because you might be lovers doesn't mean you guys belong together. It doesn't mean it isn't time to move on. So pick the card that speaks to you for whatever reason. Yeah, I'm going to zoom in on these. These are 4 different piles. So pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Once more, I'm going to zoom in and hope to hold it there for 1 second and just see what you are feeling. And that's your deck or your pile. So, okay, timestamps below in the description. Pick your pile, and this is your reading about Is It Time to Move On? So see you in a minute. Thank you. Goodbye. Tarot, thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you. This is pile 1, and we are doing a relationship reading entitled Is It Time to Move On? So you picked this lovers card. It's kind of like this almost black and white theme. I don't know, the trees, there's something loving here. There's something, I don't know, there's a little bit of a melancholy theme to this card, probably the most in all of them, but that doesn't mean your theme is sad, or I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where this is reading is going. I'm going to start with some oracle cards, and then I'll pull some tarot. But in 3 oracle cards, it's just a picture, because I want to know if it's time for you to move on. I want to see if there's signs. I just want to get a feel of, is it time for you guys to move on? So we've got perspective. We've got conscious connections. And ice, purity. You know, I always say, it means I don't know. There's a trickiness here. There is a theme to me that is, even this theme presents a question. Like there's good and bad here. I actually can see why you might want to or should or could stay with this person, and I actually see why moving on could also be something that it's almost like there's this need for individual direction, there's this need for growth, there's this need for clarity, perspective. I do feel like there's this part of your relationship where if you were to move on, or at least go your separate ways for a moment, whatever that means, it's like you need it for some reason. And I feel like you need it. I don't know that, I think the relationship needs it, but I feel like you need it. Like it's almost like you need to, in some weird way, figure out who you are without this person, without a relationship, without this dynamic, without this kind of like hold this person may have on you. It feels like you kind of need to figure things out. You need to find your path. If anything, I don't necessarily see that this isn't, I'm not saying it is, but I don't see that this isn't someone you should be with, or that this like isn't your person. It just feels a little bit like you need to take a beat on your own and kind of figure out what you want. And I almost feel like this is something that the person you're reading about kind of knows and feels as well. Like this is almost like an agreement you guys reach. Like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to figure this out. There's this sense that you guys have talked about this, that this is, I don't know, there's something like very kind and loving and almost like sweet about this, but at the same time, it does feel like you've been almost pushed towards the direction of taking time to yourself. Like, it very much is what you need to do. So, okay, is it time to move on? I feel strongly just in these cards that it's time for you to figure out your own deal, whatever that is. There's something about you doing your own thing right now. I'm going to get some tarot to kind of understand this, because I feel as if this is a path you need to take alone. So moving on seems like, okay, but I kind of see a question mark for your guys' future, as in you absolutely could be back together. You could come back together. But it does feel like it is time for you to move on. But let's see, why does it feel like it's time for you to move on? Why do I feel that way? And this might not be right, because it's probably not exactly what you want to hear. And I get that. So let's just see, why am I getting this message? And it is a message from Spirit that I'm feeling. So why am I feeling this? Okay. 10 of Cups, which is a really beautiful card. This is basically the Hierophant. They call it the Wise One. And we have 4 of Swords. So the most obvious card here to me is the 4 of Swords. It's rest, it's relaxation, it's peace, it's healing. It's almost like there's this journey, basically the Wise One, that you need to experience. There's something you need to figure out. There's like an answer you need to come to on your own. I don't feel like your person can see you through this. They've probably tried to help you, and you either don't want them to help you, or it's something you know you have to do on your own. But I feel like it's an important place for you to get to, and it's definitely your own mission right now. And it will feel, the 4 of Swords is a good card here. It is about you. It's healing. Whatever it is, this is healing for you. You almost have to do this. This is like what you need to be doing, and it will bring peace and calm, and it will like just mend or heal whatever kind of feels broken or sick or whatever. So this is important. This could even be like you caring for someone in your family, or you putting more effort towards a family member, or like a child, or something that just someone or something about you within you that needs you right now. It's just a divergence of your time and energy is kind of the more I feel for this. So yeah, it could go towards someone else, or it could go towards you, but it is a bit of a journey. There is kind of a spiritual piece to it, in that it does offer healing, and it's important. It is something that if you don't do it, I think you'll regret it. And I love the 10 of Cups here, because this is such a card of like love and home, and like the final piece all coming together. This is absolutely like, it could almost imply, if you do this piece over here, if you do move on, and whatever that means, however you do it, then there could be a really, really great reward, or there will be a great reward at the end. I guess the could to me is, it could be with this person if that's what you want, or it could be with someone totally different in a way you never imagined, with someone you never imagined. But this like tells me the happiness, and it really does point to the happiness in like a romantic relationship kind of setting. Family, home, foundation, everything is there. You just do have to do this piece. So right away, definitely strong message to move on, to find this, or to heal this thing you need to heal, or this person, or this, I don't know, memory, whatever it is. This is you. It's kind of your journey. I want to see so assuming you do decide to go in this direction of, quote unquote, moving on, what does the near future look like for you? What does this look like? Okay, let's see here. So we've got the World, which I'm happy to see for you. We have 4 of Cups. Okay. Excuse me. And we have the Star. So the heaviest card is the 4 of Cups. There is a sense of, I think apathy is the biggest, most common word we can give to this card, but it is kind of this just meh feeling, like there's not a whole lot of excitement here. However, I think that's the beginning of this journey. I think it's going to feel kind of not only lackluster, but the things you're doing now, I think you like. I just think it's going to feel different. You're not going to be in a relationship. You're not going to be surrounded by the same people you were surrounded with. Your day-to-day things are going to look and feel different. And I feel like the new focus, whether it's working on yourself or someone else, isn't going to feel quite as exciting. It's just not it just honestly doesn't feel exciting. However, it's needed and it has to be done. And I think it's going to bring tremendous reward and it will feel rewarding. But initially, no, it's not going to be this, you're not going to get hit with this sense of like, oh my God, I'm so happy. And I just feel so fulfilled. You will get there. And the star is this journey of the world and the star, even though the world is one of the last, or basically the last card in the deck, or through the majors, it still is, this is your journey. And this tells me that this is exactly what you need to be doing. It's this completion. Like this is what, it's almost like you need to close this one chapter and then start a new one. And you can't start this new chapter if you want it to be a relationship, I don't know, career, but this is really relationship reading. Like you can't get to that level that you want to get to in your relationship if you don't kind of close this one chapter right now. So I do feel like this will bring new beginnings. It'll close whatever needs to be closed and then like put focus and energy towards something fresh and new. And it doesn't have to be a fresh and new person or relationship. I just keep wanting to stress that. I really see that things could come back around with this person. Maybe not. I just don't see it as being off the table, and I don't want to and really I'm also saying that because I want you to do this, because I feel like it's something you need to do, and I don't want you to not do it out of fear that if you leave this person now, you'll never get back together. I want you to feel that there's always a chance, because there is, and I feel that in the cards. But the star really, just like the 10 of Cups, tells me that this journey is going to end with like the happiness you want in whatever capacity. Like emotionally, you're going to be feeling amazing. So, and there's so much love and romance in the 10 of Cups. That's kind of like the whole point of it in a way. The star also tells me like, this is your journey. This is what you need to be doing. You're following your North Star. This is your direction, and it feels totally right. It's like that sense of completion. Like, yes, I'm doing exactly what I have to be doing. These two cards, I could switch their order and it would have the same meaning, but it's just, and it will be that like that closing of a chapter, and it's fresh and new starts. I want to ask, what can you look forward to if you do this? Let's just ask that a little bit more directly. So like, what's in it for you if you do indeed move on and kind of heal or work on this piece or person or part of you that needs to be addressed, whatever that means. So what can you look forward to? What's in it for you? So we have 7 of Cups, more kind of like whimsy and fun and dreaming, and just, there is definitely an emotional piece here, but all the emotional cards, with the exception of this one, which is more of a warning, like, yeah, it's going to suck in the beginning. It is this very kind of, there's going to be a reward here that's going to feel very good. Kind of like a dream, justice. So yeah, this, you're going to feel very justified. You're going to feel very validated for doing this. And 4 of Wands, which is, again, if we couldn't, like, this is such the high note you want to end on. The 4 of Wands it's celebration, it's ceremony. I think the original meaning does have a lot to do with like weddings and anniversaries, and it's very much a feeling of like you are so totally not alone. You're being celebrated. There is a whole band of people around you, and it just feels very like loved up and passionate and like just celebratory. Like, but it's not you celebrating someone else's wedding necessarily, unless you really want it to be. It is whatever you want to be celebrating. This is that card to imply like, oh yeah, that's coming towards you. So yeah, you absolutely can look forward to this feeling of like, oh my God, is this too good to be true? Why didn't I do this earlier? Almost sense. And just that validation, just feeling very, very justified in your decision, and just really knowing, like looking at all the facts and information and being like, yeah, this was the move. This reading is really, this reading's about you. I don't know if the other readings are going to feel like this, but like, I haven't actually even glimpsed your partner at all in this reading. So in other words, this isn't about me saying like, you need to move on because your partner's a dick, or I just feel like you're in this toxic relation. That's not the vibe here. I haven't even thought about your partner. I haven't even, like, literally not one card here made me think of them, except to think that they're supportive of this, that they know what you want and need, that they know you need this. That's it. And I almost see them as this, almost like they're blurred out to me. I can't get them. I can't hear them talking to you. I can't feel if they're like madly in love with you or if they are indifferent. Like I have no sense of them right now. This is just a very strong message that this is you doing what you need to do for you. And I also get a strong feeling that this could be something you need to do for like a family member or a child or something. Like there's just someone that needs you more than your partner does. And that's the sense here. So move on. Whatever. I don't need to like re-say everything I just said, but I really like this. I want to get a card that always has very beautiful pictures and messages. And I want to just give you kind of like, this is basically a gift from spirit. This is a vibe. This is an energy you can hold on to. Let's just call this your very, very near future. If you do, it's not to say if you don't do this, you're damned at all. But let's say this is your very near future if you do this thing that you feel in your gut that you need to do. So we've got openness. And, it's one of the lesser, I guess, exciting cards. Like it's not, there's still a little mystery here. But the moon is mystery. The moon is intrigue. It is this incredible feminine just body of, water and whatever. But like when I see this moon and these constellations and the night sky and openness, it is you finding yourself. It is you being found. It is you seeing yourself. It is like illumination. It is very much this like, if there's any darkness, if there's any shadow, if there's any questioning right now, then this is you in the future. You are open. And there's such a confidence here. There's such an inner glow, a beauty. Like there's just something very, very, very powerful about this card. Just in a card, it reminds me of the Empress, which is my favorite card in the tarot deck because she's just so strong. She's so feminine. She's so confident. And I just feel like this is you if you go in this direction. I don't think you're confident right now, to be honest. I feel like you're very kind of lost, like you're being overshadowed. I just feel like you're a little, you're lacking perspective, and not on everything, on how you see yourself, on what you want, on where you're going. There's just this, I don't know. I just feel like you've kind of lost sight of yourself a little bit right now. But not to get into you too much or any like weight or heaviness behind that. What I really want to do is focus on how great this journey could and will be for you if you move in this direction. And I hope it is. And I love this future, this openness card, because it's incredible and beautiful. So I hope you like this reading. Pile 1, thank you so much. And like, subscribe, comment if this speaks to you. Thank you. Goodbye. Hello, this is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you. This reading is called Is It Time to Move On? And you picked pile 2. This was the Lover's card for pile 2. I like this deck. It's like fairy tales all over the world, and each one's interpreted by a tarot card. Okay, so you picked the Lovers. I am going to pick 3, my tongue's right here. Okay, 3 oracle cards to just help see your dynamic and just help gauge, is it time to move on? Okay, so we've got Against the Grain, which is a naked girl swimming, Curiosity, and Attraction, Magnetism. Okay. Kind of interesting. Kind of interesting when I get little ideas like that hit me right away, or feelings. So Against the Grain and Curiosity, I have to say this really might not resonate with very many of you at all, but there is definitely this sense of like, if you feel this desire to be with someone different, whether it's like a different gender or someone with a different kind of belief or whatever, sexual preference, I don't know, but there's this sense of like just going in a direction you haven't gone in to just seek what you need. And of course, Curiosity and Against the Grain just speaks to that. Even seeing this kind of like naked woman's body kind of speaks to that for me too. There's just this sense of like, and if that's the case, if you really aren't getting what you want in this relationship, needs met in whatever way, and that doesn't even have to mean like physical, then yeah, I would say this is a pretty good, like right out the gates sign, message from spirit that yes, it is time to move on. Magnetism, attraction, I mean, we can also throw this into the mix. again, if you're not attracted to this person, and okay, forget the like, if you're not going to, if nothing changes according to your like sexual proclivity or anything like that, maybe this just says you're really not attracted to this person. Maybe this is the message too. Like you really are curious if you would feel this way about other people. Maybe there's, I don't know, there could even be like something to do with religion. I just feel like there could be this conflicted message or this issue that you're dealing with in your relationship, or it's always been there and you've been okay with it and now you're not okay with it, whatever that is, and it is just time for you to move on. That's the feeling I get. I really feel that, yes, for whatever reason, you're either not that into your partner, you're not feeling something, you're not getting what you need, you're just, or there's like a theme to your dynamic that just doesn't sit well with you or doesn't like speak to you anymore. I just feel like you have some exploring to do. You have some kind of like discovering to do. And I don't even mean, this could mean anything. It doesn't mean that you're like, exploring, some sort of like, I don't know, gender fluidity or something. Like it doesn't even have to mean that. It can just mean something you're into that your partner isn't, or was and no longer is, or said they never would be and now is. I don't know. There's so many different directions, but I just don't feel I don't think you're feeling it for your partner anymore. And you need something you're not getting. And they probably need something they're not getting. So, okay, let me go on into, I'm just going to ask in 3 cards, is it time to move on? Let's see what Spirit says. So 2 of Coins, which is 2 of Pentacles. The Sun, I'm going to put that there. And the Empress. Okay, these are, the 2 of Pentacles isn't a bad card. It can mean a lot of things, but it doesn't even matter what this card is, because anytime the Sun is next to a card, it basically trumps. And then the Empress to me is like pure heaven. This is my favorite card. If you've ever seen my readings before, you know that. So to see me ask, is it time to move on? And we have the Sun, 2 of Coins, and the Empress. We'll just talk about the 2 of Coins, because these cards we can just say, these are yeses. These are, it's your time. It's your world. It's your choice. It's you. Like these are so totally you. The sun is shining on you. It's your world. It's your move. Do whatever you want. You need to be happy. You've got this gift to share, whatever it is. Like I would say, yes, it's time to move on. If this is what you want, 100%, it is time to move on. And I do think it's what you want. And if you're not fully certain that it's what you want, like think about the fact that it might really be what you want and need, because these are very strong messages to me of like, there's something out there for you and you really need to explore it. And if you do, and when you do, there's a lot of like light and happiness and like completion that you're gonna be met with. 2 of Coins, it's the struggle, it's the dance, it's the balance, it's the juggling act, it's the like good and bad, it's chaos, it's a little bit of everything. It's the beginning of a journey. For me, this is, things are good, but they could always be better. There's a struggle, but it's worth it. Like this, it's a dance. And I do think you're walking this line right now, whatever that is, that you could be a lot happier if you did things a little differently. Maybe stop, I don't know, I wasn't gonna say stop performing, but that's not really the meaning here. But whatever it is, I think it is this kind of like, you are putting on some sort of a charade to maintain some element of like, I don't know, looking a certain way or being perceived a certain way. And really you just need to you need to cut out. And there's so much happiness there for you. There's so much of this like, I don't know, like feminine beauty and energy. You'll get to step into your own. You'll get to really feel that feminine side of you, which it doesn't matter if you want to feel the feminine side of you or not. It's a beautiful side of you. And maybe it's underdeveloped in some way. Maybe you really need to be just more, I don't know. The feminine is like, there's such a confidence there, and there's such a gentleness. There's such a like beauty, and there's such a like being confident and comfortable with like how beautiful you are, your sexuality, like your presence, your je ne sais quoi. Like there's that piece of you that needs to come out. And I just don't think it's coming out right now. And I do think you're someone that attracts people. It is this kind of, people have this magnetic draw to you. And I think it's being stifled right now. And again, this could be as simple as you just being with someone that's really nice that you're not that into, that you want to be into, or that you thought you were into, or whatever. Maybe you woke up this morning and you're just not that into them anymore. Or maybe they're not that into you and that hurts and that doesn't feel good. And yes, I think it's time to move on. I really do. I think there's a whole world out there for you, a whole world. And you're just so totally like, you're right on the cusp of it, but you've got to get out there. So I love when I feel like I could just stop readings a few minutes in because the message has been totally delivered. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more, but I almost, it's definitely this feeling of like, I don't need to, it's here. I want to see though, if you do what I think you should do. And by I'm reading this message in the cards that I believe Spirit has placed here before you. So if you do this, if you move on, what can you look forward to? I mean, just in a really lovely way, what can you look forward to? So we've got Queen of Wands. We have Eight of Wands. And the High Priestess. And I love seeing the High Priestess under the Empress. They're similar cards in a lot of ways, 2 and 3. Okay, so Eight of Wands is very much, it's good luck, it's messages, it's good news, it's good tidings, it's just good everything, good energy, good happenings, good things are coming your way. So it's passion, energy, excitement, and goodness, really, truly. And it is that, like, if you want to find someone, you're going to find them. If you want to travel, you're going to travel. There's just a very positive, exciting message in this card. And honestly, I think you're lacking excitement right now. I think you're lacking passion. I think you don't even know what you would want because you're like, nothing sounds exciting right now. There's so much here for you if you move on. Queen of Wands, it's more of that, it is that passion, but I always feel like the Queen of Wands has this kind of bad bitch energy too. There's so much confidence there. There's something about confidence. There's something about you like stepping into this, I own it, I'm in charge, I'm a bad bitch. Like, it's just a very high alpha, I don't know if it's like apex alpha or gamma alpha, I don't know, like the highest alpha energy you can be. It's you owning that. And then the High Priestess is, it comes before the Empress. I also love the High Priestess. There's a mystery here. It's much more of that feminine intrigue, that power, that all-knowing, that like, it's like a little more subdued than the Empress, because the Empress to me is like everyone notices the Empress. Everyone wants a piece of it. The High Priestess is like just a little more toned down. You can't put your finger on this person, but there's so much like just sheer intrigue, sheer beauty, sheer magic, but it's this like, it's you really stepping into it. Like, there's no show to put on. You know what I mean? The Empress puts on a show. She may not mean to, but she does. She can't help it. The High Priestess to me is like, it's not a show. It's not smoke and mirrors. It's just so blatantly like simply beautiful. It's right in front of you. You can not notice it or you can notice it. I don't know if that even makes sense, but I'm just saying what you can look forward to is this very very confident, like almost extreme, powerful goodness. And there's passion, there's excitement, and there's confidence. And you can't have these things without living like a very true, honest life, this very like honest existence. There's just a lot of honesty here. There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of joy. There's a lot of everything. A lot of light, excitement. Almost like, I don't want to say all this stuff is lacking in your life now. I don't know that it is, but if this is everything you have to look forward to, it makes me think like, whoa, this is something new for you. This is a new direction, a new experience. Yeah. And again, maybe you're just in a relationship that you were pushed into, or you thought it was the right thing, or it just was safe, or it was going in the right direction. Or I don't know, maybe you've been married to this person for a couple years, you have kids together, but it is so totally not what you wanted. So I think, just to stop it here in a moment, it is time for you to move on, and there's so much good there if you do. But this is just my message. It doesn't mean do what you need to do, or do what feels right, I guess. And I was going to say something else. I wanted to pull over. Oh yeah. Okay. So just in a card, in a picture, what can you look forward to? Oh no, not this deck. We already have that deck. Here in a card, what's the like, what's like a snapshot of where you'll be if you do this, if you do move on, if you do follow this kind of like this fire, this passion, this energy, what's in it for you? And we've got forgiveness. So, I mean, I could read this as heavy and deep, and I probably will. But it is this almost like you forgiving yourself, forgiving others. Maybe you've kept this from yourself for a long time and you're finally allowing yourself to do this. And yeah, it totally has a feeling of like doing something you've never done or exploring something that felt taboo or wrong or whatever, and now you're finally doing it. That message is there. But if that doesn't speak to you, it could easily be just like forgiving yourself for hurting this person and going in a different direction. It's okay, and maybe this person forgives you too. Maybe that's it too. They really do want the best for you. In fact, this person that you're with now, I haven't really thought about them. I haven't gotten a vibe from them, but when I turn over this forgiveness card, there is a kindness that comes off of this person. I don't think they're harsh. I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're like intentionally keeping you in any one way. They might want you, so they're trying to keep you, and it might be against your best interest ultimately, but I don't think they're trying to like hurt you or like pigeonhole you or anything like that. I think they just want you in their life. But I absolutely think just in this card that there will be forgiveness in all ways. You forgiving yourself if this is something you should have acted on a long time ago. You forgiving whomever for just ever meeting them in the first place, and them forgiving you for also ever meeting you in the first place. So I just feel like, and with this comes a lot of like love and probably a long friendship in a way, maybe down the road or maybe right away, like who knows. There's a very loved up feeling to this, and it feels good, and it feels like if you do what's in your gut and you think you need to do, it's going to be a really nice thing for you. And I think everyone, there's a lot in this forgiveness card, a lot. So I'm not going to go through, 15 different ways that you can be forgiven or forgive people, but I do feel like there's a lot there. So yeah, go against the grain. If that speaks to you, just have fun, explore options. Okay, I hope you liked this reading. Like, subscribe, comment if that feels good, and I will hope to read for you again. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Hi, this is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you. You are pile 3, and we are doing a reading for Is It Time to Move On? This has been a fun reading, actually, or fun. I don't know. It's been a good reading. This is pile 3. You picked the Lover's card. Definitely the most like loved up of the 4 piles. Yeah, we'll see what this reading holds. Okay, I am going to say that the last 3 readings, or oh my gosh, the last 2 readings actually resulted in me feeling the message that that it is actually indeed time to move on, but there was such a like message and meaning as to why, and just like backing it. So I don't know, we'll see where this goes, but the theme has been that yes, it's time to move on, but we'll see, because this has a potentially different vibe to it. But I'm going to turn over these 3 oracle cards, and this is really going to like kind of set the tone for me as to whether or not I feel like it's time for you guys to move on. So we've got Mischief, which I can't get a read on, Growth, Plants, and What You Want Wants You. Okay. So first gut feeling doesn't mean anything. I mean, trust me, I've been so wrong about my first gut feelings, but sometimes I'm really right. First gut feeling is there's someone else outside of this dynamic, this partnership that you're in, that you really want. And if that's the case, yeah, it's definitely time to move on. Explore the options with that person, or explore being single. And I don't mean this as like a shame or like, oh, you shouldn't like anyone else outside of your partnership. Not at all what I mean. It's just a feeling like, and the What You Want Wants You is also this feeling of like, whew, there's something out there. Okay. And the Mischief could speak to that as well. Growth plans. I hate to say it. I really do hate to say it. And we can explore both options. It does feel like it's time for you to move on. It feels like you've outgrown the dynamic. It feels like you're almost, there's something else out there for you. Same with the growth and the plants. Like, you guys might have gotten together when you started your relationship. It was sweet. It was a little bud. and now it's growing up, and it's just, you're ready to move on. You're not these innocent little things anymore. Like, I just feel like even the mischief piece is this, it kind of to me represents you feeling like you want to stir things up. You want to kind of like poke the bear. Like, you're looking for a little bit of like an out. You don't dislike your person. I think you guys, I feel like you guys are actually quite close. I feel like you guys have a strong friendship. There's definitely a strong bond here, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't feel very, it doesn't actually feel very like romantic or physical or sexual. It feels like you guys are, I don't know, like really good friends. And it's funny because this Lovers card would make me think that you guys were like the closest of the three piles, but I just can't really get that feeling from you guys. Maybe you guys put on a great show. Like, maybe you even convince yourself like, yeah, we're doing all the things that like really loved up couples do. This is what it looks like when you're with someone you're super in love with. Like, you know, this is how it feels when you're engaged and everything's perfect. But like, I just don't know if deep down this is really what you want. There's just that sense of like, what's deep down, and what kind of mischievous things would you do to like test that? You know, there's a sense of test. And the plant and the growth, I think the growth, one of the reasons why I feel like you guys have something sweet and good, there's a very beautiful feeling to this card. Even the golden, the lights, it feels very like you really don't want to hurt this person. You really aren't trying to screw them over or mess with them or affect them. You guys really care about each other, and you do seem like a pretty gentle soul yourself. I don't think you're trying to cause problems. There's nothing vindictive. There's nothing like over the top. It's just this feeling that like, I think there's something else out there for you. And the what you want wants you. I mean, this could be like, I don't know, are you dying to live in another city? Do you want to go to school somewhere else? Do you want to study? Do you want to be like doing something completely different? Like, is a relationship not even something you care about right now? It's almost like it's just, you don't even want a relationship on your radar. Or there is someone else out there that you really do feel something for, and it's not your partner. I mean, it could be either one of these, but it's definitely a sense to me that your partner really isn't, they're just not your person. I think you could live with them for a long time. I think you could have one of those dynamics where you really are best friends, and who knows, that could work for a lot of people, but I think you want more, and I just don't think, I'm just not seeing it. And I don't know, again, I'm repeating myself, but the more I look at this card, it does have that sense of like, look how cute we are, look how well we go together, look how good we are in pictures, look how cute we dance together. Like, it's got all that's there, but it's like actually not there. I think there's a lot that isn't there. So yeah, very interesting. Okay, let me get some tarot here to just ask the question, is it time to move on? I mean, why not ask the question? Because this is what we're here for. Okay. You know, I do this and I'm like, is this even how people shuffle cards? Okay. Is it time to move on? Let's see. We've got King of Pentacles. Okay. Doesn't tell me a gosh darn thing. The Moon. And Ace of Wands. I hate when I turn cards over and I'm like, let's get 3 new cards. These are boring. But they're not. They're not actually boring. There's something a little boring about this. I'll be honest. I think you're bored. I really do. There's something so, okay, well, I'll tell the story. I don't know why, though, there's something so safe about these cards, and I just don't know why. Is it time for you to move on? Okay, Ace of Wands, yeah, there's a new beginning out there for you. If you want to feel passion, but you have to start from scratch. I don't think you're going to move on and be like instantly just lit up. I think that it's going to take some time, and I guess what I mean by that is like, let's say there is someone else that you'd be leaving this relationship for. I'm not saying that wouldn't work. I'm not saying it's not the right person for you. I'm just saying I don't think it's going to be this like instant, and now we're like full throttle. Now I'm going to, be married to this person in a year. I think it's still the beginning. Like you're going to have to still figure things out. It's like there's still a journey ahead of you. So if it is someone that you'd be leaving for, yes, I think the potential is there 100%. The passion, the wanting the like earnestness of like, yes, this really could work. But I just don't see it being like this full throttle relationship. Even if you think it might be, I just don't see that in the cards. It could absolutely materialize into that. Okay. King of Pentacles and the Moon. I do. There's the Moon. I'm going to go with, there is this journey. There is still this question mark. There's almost this like excitement that's out there for you. We just don't know exactly what it is yet. It's almost like you're going to be called to something. You're going to be called in a direction, or you feel like there's a direction you can move in and you're just going to be like pulled in that direction. But there's just something else out there for you. And even these cards, I'm going to ask basically what's out there for you. Because there is a message that I'm trying to get, and I'm not getting the details. I'm just getting the sense that it is absolutely time for you to move in a different direction, move towards something else, move like something's pulling at you, and like, yeah, it's like you're being willed in another direction. Okay, let me see what question did I say? What's your direction? Like what's this all about? What can we, okay, I just want to see some information about you and why this is happening, why you need to move on, like what is your direction? Okay, Page of Wands. So there is definitely a need for passion here. There's a need for excitement. There's a need for new beginnings. There's a genuine need for that. Okay, Death, it has nothing to do with anyone dying. I always have to say that. 8 of Wands. Okay. 8 of Wands is a great card. It's a fun card. It's like a good luck card. It literally says like good things are coming your way. I'm going to say you need a change. And this change, this is the Death card. There's this rebirth. There's literally, I guess what I'm trying to say is I feel like whatever you're doing in this relationship, and it feels like it's more than just the fact that I don't think this is your romantic counterpart. There's something more you should be doing with your life, truly. And I don't know if it's because you're going to meet someone else who's going to open a door for you that's going to be like your calling. I don't know if there's a place you need to be impacting a certain someone or a certain profession. I don't know if you are the one that has the cure for cancer and you're just never going to develop it where you are now, but it is like that kind of feeling. Like there is some gift, some treasure you need to bring to the world, and you're not going to bring it in this dynamic. As really actually kind of sad as that sounds, that's what I'm getting out of this. And this is kind of like your calling, your path. This needs you, you need it. But right now, I just don't see, if you stay in this relationship, there's so much more out there for you, and there's something you need to be doing. Okay. And it's a new beginning. This is like the new you. It will be a clean slate. You're going to start out down this path. It's going to feel confusing. You're not going to know what the hell you're doing, and you're going to go in the direction you feel like you need to be pulled into, and good things are going to happen. And it's very much, you're going to get this aha moment, this kind of like thunderbolt in a way, or lightning strike. And it's going to be clear to you what you need to do. And yeah, there's something, I feel very strongly about this message. And when I said like, you know, you could be finding the cure for cancer, but you won't if you stay in this relationship. That's the most like cliche thing I can think of, but I do feel like you have a contribution to make to someone's life, and it's not happening here. So I do think it's time to move on, but I think it's time to move on because there's something big that you need to be doing. So this is more than just like, okay, not only is this not your relationship or the dynamic you're supposed to be in, but there's something else out there for you. So this is like a weird kind of double meaning of a reading. And I don't know what this is. I don't have timing on it. I mean, I'd like to think that all this will play out for you in a way that feels exciting and fresh, but yeah, that's the message. And it's weird to stop readings this early. I'm going to get one more. I want to ask something else. I want to get more because this is, I want to ask what your gift is. What's this all about? What's your gift? What's going on with you? And this isn't about your relationship or your dynamic or should you move on. This is like you. I just need to see you in a few cards because there's something going on here. Three of Swords. Eight of Swords. Okay, so two heavy cards. Basically heartbreak and feeling trapped. And then we've got Four of Cups and apathy. Okay. Now, I don't love any one of these cards. I hate all three of these cards, if I'm being honest. But I asked a question. I asked a pretty specific question. Like, what's going on with you? What's the deal? What's happening here? And I got these cards. Now, this doesn't mean these aren't bad. It's not like they're bad luck or anything bad is happening in your life, but it definitely tells a story to me that right now you're not satisfied. You are not living up to your potential. This is hurting your heart. This is what's in the cards. I don't want to tell you this and like turn this into your reality if it's not, but just bear with me. Hear me out. You're feeling trapped. You're feeling almost destitute. Kind of like, I don't know, just on an island. It does feel meh is the word I give to the Four of Cups. There's this apathy. There's just this like nothing is really exciting right now. I just feel like you feel very stagnant, and it does. It hurts. It hurts your heart. It hurts your mind. It hurts your body. It just is not. You are not rising to your potential, and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And actually, this could be new in the sense that like maybe I believe that you were in this dynamic for a reason. So maybe it's just now is your thunderbolt moment where it's like, yes, I knew it. I knew I had to, I don't know, pursue that career, take that job, go to school there, study that. I don't know, adopt that kid. Like, I don't know. There's just something, there's an impact you're supposed to be making somewhere. And truly, I don't see it if you stay in your dynamic. So if this is you, if any of this speaks to you, which in a way, I'm sorry if it does, but then it's also kind of beautiful and exciting because there is something around the corner for you that's so impactful and so big, that it's so much bigger than this relationship you're in right now. So yeah, love so much about this for you. You are, I don't know, you're a beautiful ray of sunshine and light, and there's so much coming up for you. Okay, I hope you liked this reading. I'm going to stop talking because it feels like, I don't know, like spiritual, or when I say heavy all the time, but there's a feeling here where it's almost like I can no longer speak to it. Do you know, like it's heavier. Like this is now, like if I were to keep talking, this is for the next level of like psychic powers to step in. I've said my piece. I don't want to overdo it. It's a strong feeling and I'll leave it at that. But if it resonates, great. But yeah, I would love to hear your comments if you want to share. Like, subscribe, comment. I need it so bad. I hope you liked this reading. I hope you come back for another one. And your beautiful magic. So thank you so much. I will see you again. Goodbye. This is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you. This has been a really interesting topic and reading. So hope this is as good as the three before it. This is it time to move on? And I'm going to say the other three readings, all of them basically said that yes, it is time to move on, but like with a lot of detail as to why. And the messages have been pretty like intense and heavy and like powerful. So I just, yeah, we'll see where this goes. But Lover's card definitely has a sense of being like loved up. So we'll see where this goes. I don't know. These are three oracle cards, and these three oracle cards really give me an idea just right away in the beginning. Is it time to move on? So I'm going to see in these three cards what I get from this as is it time to move on? And we've got gifts, the sun, and the word wants to be written. This is interesting. It's interesting to me because I don't know why, I just don't know why weddings or marriage or something or proposals come to mind. Honestly couldn't say why. I don't know. There's like this sense of something happening or is going to happen that's kind of powerful, impactful. Okay, and I'm not like, I hope I'm not doing this just because I want there to be one pile where it's not time to move on. There is a feeling here that it's not time to move on. There's a feeling here that if you stay and like talk or communicate or force a change, or, you know, bring about a change, not like force, but like really make that effort to change something, that you're going to get what you want. And by that, I mean, if you want a certain level of commitment, if you want, you know, to be married, if you want this to be next level, or whatever is missing that you've wanted. It could be getting a dog together. I don't know. There's so many things, but like the thing that you want that's going to make you guys stronger, bring you guys closer, make your relationship more of everything that you want. It feels to me for some reason that actually it's not the time to move on. And I don't know that I can't, you know, say that this is your person you're meant to be with for life, but it could be. It's just this sense that right now is not the time to move on. I mean, however, caveat, obviously, if you're in a relationship that isn't healthy, or if it is toxic, or anything that is not how a normal relationship should function, then yes, it's always time to move on. But let's say you're in a relationship that is actually healthy, and you are being treated right, and you are treating your partner right, and everything's great. Do I feel like you need to move on to see what else is out there, or to, I don't know, have a unique experience outside of your partner? No, I really don't. I don't get that vibe. So yeah, based on this being a healthy relationship, and it actually feels like a healthy relationship. It doesn't feel to me like it's time for you to move on. Okay, so I'm going to stick to that premise that this is a healthy dynamic and no one is unhappy. Okay, let me see. I want to see your guys' dynamic in 3 cards. I haven't asked this in the last pile because there hasn't really been a need for it. The focus has always been why this person should move on, but I see something different for you. So I want to see you guys in 3 cards. So we have the Devil, which isn't that bad. It depends what else comes up. Knight of Pentacles and 2 of Pentacles. Okay. So the Knight of Pentacles to me, it's this sense of things standing still. It's a sense of a lack of momentum. It's also someone who earnestly wants the right thing, who wants good, who wants to move in the direction towards the right thing, which to me is commitment, is family, is just commitment in general, and all the things that fall under that. But it's kind of this like, almost like the heels are being dug in at the moment, or they're stuck. The Devil, for me, I'm going to put fear into this. Because I don't see the Devil being anything that has to do with like outside desires, or anything like dark, or like, I don't know, I want to say like tempestuous or anything like that. To me, it feels like there's this fear, almost like this fear. One of you guys is quite scared of the future, of the unknown, of committing in a way that beyond what you're doing right now. And the 2 of Pentacles, it's that Pentacles. It's that wanting to go down this road of Pentacles, the road of commitment, the road of building a life together, a house together, a family, a future. But it's just, you're almost like, you don't know how to do it. You don't know what steps to take. You don't know, I don't know, like afraid of failing, but also afraid of like not failing. There's just a lot of fear here. It could be you, it could be your partner, it could be both of you, but I feel like one of you guys really needs to step this up. I also have a feeling the communication isn't that stellar between you guys right now. I think there's a lot you could be talking about and you're not. I feel like one of you guys isn't bringing it up out of fear that you would like, I don't know, maybe aggravate the other, or make them think things are moving too fast. Like, it's just this sense of like, one of you guys has to step it up. Because your dynamic right now, although I can see it and it feels good and it feels like, yeah, you should stick this out. There really could be something here. I also feel like that there's a expiration date for this. If this just keeps going on, it's going to be, you know, come back to me in a month or something and you're in the same spot, then yeah, I think the answer would be it's time to move on. But right now, I think it's like, no, there's a conversation that needs to be had. Something powerful, something impactful has to happen. Like, bring the heat, bring the passion, do something to at least put it all out there. And I'd love to say that your partner's about to do this, but it might have to come from you, or you might have to do something to kind of inspire them to do this, or let them know it's safe to do this. There's just this like, yeah, something needs to happen, and how it's going to happen, I'm not sure. But okay, let's see what needs to happen between you guys. Just if it's not time for you to move on and there's potential for you guys, what needs to happen? What do you guys need to do? So we've got 10 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and Knight of Wands. Okay, so what I get out of this is that you guys need to, I definitely think like up the romance, up the passion, speak to it, talk about it, explore it in other ways. Like if you guys, I don't know, I just like romance on different levels. I mean, this is so, it sounds so cheesy, and I don't know, sometimes I say these things and I'm like, where did this even come from? But like, I don't know, like sit by the fire and read to each other or something like that. I feel like there's just other things you guys need to do. Maybe you're not that comfortable like with each other physically, and then there's still other things you could do to like up the passion element, or like keep things like really, I don't know, toasty between the two of you. Or if you guys have absolutely no problem connecting physically, then maybe there's like another avenue of like romance that you guys aren't doing, which is like a different kind of communication, a different way to come together. I just feel like there's just avenues of connecting that you guys need to explore, and some might feel easier or more challenging, and then just go with it. But like definitely explore the challenges, because I feel like there's a big, I keep saying impact. There's something big that is going to happen to you guys. And this is why I don't think it's time for you guys to move on, because I feel like there's something that's going to happen, and I want you guys to experience this together. Whatever that is, I don't know. It could be something like one of you guys bringing up the fact that like, hey, let's truly take the relationship to the next level. Let's move here together. Let's move in. Let's get married. Let's have a kid. Let's adopt a dog. Let's like whatever. There's something big that I feel like is going to happen to you guys, and this is like an important thing for you guys to go through. And the Ace of Pentacles tells me like, yeah, there's a beginning here. You guys could really be starting something together. It's like the start of something. It's going to like kick off whatever this is. Or maybe you guys have been together for a while and it's just things have been super, they've leveled out, boring, like nothing exciting's happening. It's just all valley, no peaks. I feel like, okay, something's going to peak. Something's going to happen. There is something here. This is the one card that made me think of like marriage and commitment, and the word wants to be written. And to me, this is like, it needs to be spoken, like put it out there, like share your feelings. It needs to be like bonded. Like there's this, because I feel like whatever you're feeling, you're going to be met with the same emotion or feeling or intensity. It's just someone's got to come out and do it. Someone's got to like, I don't know, express it or say it or write it, share it, something like that. There's just, I don't know. And you guys both feel like very, I feel like you guys are both like pretty intellectual, like in your head, you guys are both thinkers. You're great at like thinking and like conceptualizing, but maybe not so stellar with the communication. Or maybe you're like really smart and you've got great words and you can write, but like when it comes to talking about these things, I don't know. I just feel like you guys need to somehow talk a lot more. There could even be like therapy that could work for you guys in a fun way, like maybe a couple, I don't know, sessions with your priest or something, or whatever kind of group couples therapy you do. It could be like, it could just bring up some ideas or some like concepts that you guys would approach that could be like, oh, we literally never thought about that. Like, that's fun. That's a fun practice. That's a fun game. Like, let's do that. I don't know, something like that. But there's a fun feeling here, and there is a genuine, exciting event that's going to happen. So I feel like you guys need to experience this event. I don't want to say get through it, because I think it's fun and exciting, but like see how you guys handle it. And if you do get through it, then yeah, I think this could very well be your person. So that's a pretty strong feeling I get here, and it's positive and it's fun and I like it. And I want to see what you guys can look forward to. Did I ask that? Oh, Ten of Swords. I didn't speak to the Ten of Swords here. To me, this just speaks a little bit more of fear, a little bit more of like a fear of things ending, a fear of rejection, a fear of, I don't know. There's just a fear here. But one of you guys has to like come in hard and just like squash that and like let the other know there's nothing to be afraid of, because I don't actually think rejection is on the table with you guys. I just don't. And even the fact that you're here watching this reading, is it time to move on? It's like, are you really thinking of leaving this person? I think they'd be devastated in a way if you did that. I think they'd be like, what do you mean you were thinking of leaving me? Like, I would never do that. Or not never, but you know what I mean? Like, I just don't think this is on their radar, and I think they'd be almost shocked to hear that it's on yours, and I think it would be very hard on them. Doesn't mean you should stay with them for that reason at all. That's not at all the point, but it just feels like there's something more here that needs to develop with you guys. And I want to see in an oracle card what your dynamic, you know, assuming you guys stay together and everything's great and you guys are happy, like what does it look like? What does your near future look like? Well, I picked up 2 cards, so I have to go with 2. We've got fire, which is funny because that's right under the sun card. So to me, it's ignition. This is power. This is you guys, like, it is that lightning strike. Like, you guys, something's going to get kicked up a notch for you guys. Endurance, rock. And this speaks to, like, I don't know, I see this long term. I see you guys as like a couple that's actually supposed to be together. Maybe you guys just had like your first big fight and you're thinking like, oh my God, like this is it. We're not supposed to be together. I can tell. I don't like how we handled this. I don't like what we're fighting about. It's like, but I just think you're really, really overthinking it if that's the case. Because something tells me, again, you guys have, there's something here. You guys have more to do together. There's a path for you guys. And I honestly don't even think you've begun to touch it. But yeah, there's the passion, the fire, the ignition. It's all coming towards you. Just let it play out. And one of you, again, has to help bring this to the surface, and it's probably you. But yeah, just find the confidence, get rid of the fear in doing this. And yeah, and I don't know, maybe you write your person a poem or a letter, a note. Maybe you read them something. Maybe you share something with them that is actually written, if that's easier for you than actually speaking. But there's a communication that needs to happen. And then once that happens, I think a lot's going to like come to the surface in a really big and exciting way. And I like the rock and endurance. This is you guys like strong, tough, doing it, enduring, but not in a like painful, we have to get through this way, but in a like, this is our journey way. It's weird. I really, really do get a soulmate-y vibe off of you guys. And I love that because, again, this is under the premise that this is a good person and you're a good person, which I believe you are. I just want your person to be a good person who treats you right and makes you happy. And I feel like there's a very intense soulmate vibe off of this. And I don't want you to panic. I don't want you to like jump out too quickly or be hasty. I just think there's a lot more there. And I think you guys have a lot of growing to do together and like push each other to grow and mature and evolve. There's a lot more. This feels like very beginning steps where you're at right now. And don't be too quick to like hit the panic button, which I kind of think is what you've done. It's just the vibe I get here. So I love this reading. It's very sweet. I love that at least one of these readings like turned out as a yes, you should. It is, in other words, it's not time to move on. It is not time to move on. I want to elaborate on this or ask for some more cards. I want like advice from spirit, because maybe there's something she can help you with that's gonna like help you kick this up a notch, for lack of a better term. I don't even know if that necessarily applies, but it does. It feels like this. I feel strongly that there's an event that's going to happen, but there's also something leading up to that event that like one of you has to start in order to make this event impactful. Like, I want you guys to already be communicating better and feeling more secure in your relationship, so that when this happens, it happens at like the perfect time. So let's get input, advice from spirit. How can she help you with this? So we've got the Chariot. And this to me is like, it's moving in that direction. It's going with the flow. It's being carried on this journey. It is a successful journey. It's progress. It's like your subconscious leading you. And so to me, this is like, in other words, why would you leave a relationship if you really felt like your heart was in it? You know what I mean? Like, if you felt like you were happy with this person, why would you leave? Would you do it because you were afraid? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, afraid of what? Rejection, of them not liking you, of them being too angry with you. Like, it's silly. Like, the Chariot to me is like, stay your course. Stay your course. Stay in your lane. Not stay in your lane. That has a different meaning. Stay your course. See it through. Go with your gut. Be driven by your, like, you know, your North Star. There's a lot here. It's like, do what's right, follow your gut, and just go with it. And really allow yourself to be like carried and just like pushed in that direction, because I think that's where you're supposed to be. This even has like a divine timing piece to it. Like, I really think if you're here watching this reading and this speaks to you, amazing, and you were really supposed to find it. This is the divine timings to say, like, do not be hasty. Don't be a jerk. Don't start a fight. Don't send the text like, you know, I think we've run our course. Like, don't do any of that shit. Just keep going. keep charging on. And if you feel like it's the right thing to do and it feels good, then do it, because as in stick it out. Okay, I don't think it's your time to move on. I'm happy for you. I hope you don't want it to be your time to move on. Of course, if any part of you thinks it's your time to move on or wants it to be your time to move on genuinely in your gut, then that's your choice. And then this isn't your reading. But if this feels good and it speaks to you, then yes. I love it for you. And I love the gifts, because this just makes me think of all sorts of amazing things that you want. There's a lot of fun and beauty here. There are beautiful things coming your way, really, like this fire, passion, excitement, everything. Okay. And of course it would come with this card, which is really, really sweet. Yeah, I'm glad you picked this pile. I feel like everyone is going to pick this pile, and I feel like there's a lot of people who need pile 1, 2, and 3. So I hope not everyone picks this pile, but if this is your pile, this is your pile. So there we go. Okay. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you again. Goodbye.